Let us start this discussion, guys. We will have class till 7:45. Maybe going forward, we will change the class timings. We'll start early actually. From 6 to 7:45, we'll have a class. Right? Instead of 6:30, we will change it to 6 o'clock. I think there are few students who have to leave college and school around 7:45. So we'll start our class at 6 o'clock in the morning and be on time, exactly on time, so that we can start exactly at 6. I will keep you informed about the next class. Other faculties will tell you. I'm talking about my class only. Yeah. So today we are going to discuss a topic called forfeiture of shares. And after that, we'll get to some problems on this. Forfeiture of shares. See, what do we mean by forfeiture of shares? See, for example, we generally call the shares in different calls, right? We call on application allotment, first call, final call. We make the calls like this. So 10 rupees, I am calling on application allotment, first call and second call. There is one shareholder, Mr. X, who is holding 1,000 shares. Okay, X is having 1,000 shares. So X is having 1,000 shares. What he did is he was able to pay the application money. He was able to pay the allotment money. But when I tried calling the first call, this guy did not pay. X did not pay the first call, and X also did not pay the second call. So out of 10 rupees, he paid me 5 rupees and he was not able to pay me 5 rupees. He paid 2 rupees on application and 3 rupees on allotment. So in such cases, what the company can do, the company can forfeit the shares of X. Forfeit means the company can cancel the shares of X. Fine. So forfeiture is an exercise if a shareholder is defaulting in payment of calls, the company has an option to cancel the shares of the shareholder. Clear? So just think about it actually. Just think about it. What can possibly happen when the company cancels the share? Okay. I will ask you a few questions. Maybe you can answer me. There are two parts to this entry. One is some amount we have received, some amount we have not received. Clear? We have received 5 rupees and we have not received another 5. Okay. So whatever the company has received, the company will treat that as income to them. The company will treat that amount as income to them. Company is not going to repay that amount back to the shareholders. So out of 10 rupees, I will change this actually. I will make it as 3 and 3, 2 and 4. Here it is 2 and 1, 2 and 3, 2 and 2. So 6 rupees company has received, 4 rupees company has not received. Okay. So whatever 6 rupees company has received can be treated as income for the company. Whatever 4 rupees company has not received will be treated as outstanding calls. And what will happen actually when I cancel the shares? When I cancel the shares, company's capital will increase or decrease? What will happen when I cancel the shares of a shareholder? The company's capital will increase or decrease?
It will decrease, sir.
It will decrease. When capital will decrease, what we shall do?
Credit.
Okay. When capital will decrease, what we shall do? Anyone?
We'll have to do debit. So.
Debit. Debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit. Fantastic. All of you are correct. When capital is decreasing, we shall debit it. So the entry for forfeiture, very important. Entry for forfeiture will be forfeiture is nothing but what is the meaning of forfeiture is cancellation of shares. First, share capital account debit. Share capital account debit. Because why? How much I will debit the share capital? By the entire amount. 1000 rupees multiplied by 10. 1000 multiplied by 10. 10,000. X was having 1000 shares and he did not pay 10 rupees. His capital was 10 rupees. So I will cancel the entire 10 rupees. Point number 1. Any doubt? Share capital account debit. I told whatever we received will become the income for the company. We will credit to an account called share forfeiture. How much is received in this example that I am discussing? 2 rupees in application and 4 rupees in allotment. How much received? 6 rupees. So 1000 multiplied by 6 will go to share forfeiture account. Any doubt? Okay, whatever is not received will be treated as unpaid call. Whatever is not received will be treated as unpaid call. What is not received? First call and second and final call. So here it will be 2 share first call unpaid calls. We have to name the calls. 2 share first call, 2 share second and final call. How much? 1000 multiplied by 2 and here also 1000 multiplied by 2. So it will be 2000 and 2000. This entry is called forfeiture entry. Entry for forfeiture. Step number 1, cancel the capital. When we have to cancel the capital, capital will decrease. We have to debit the capital. Then what we have to do, whatever amount is received, whatever we have received, transfer it to share forfeiture account. Whatever we have not received, transfer it to unpaid calls, to share first call, to share second call. Any doubt? Simple. See, we can do forfeiture at any point of time. If he is not paying the first call, see, this entry is entry for forfeiture when shares are forfeited. When shares are forfeited after second call. I will tell him, boss, okay, you did not pay me first call. I will give you another chance. I waited for the second call also. He did not pay the second call also. After that, I did not have a choice. I had to forfeit. I could have forfeited after the first call also. The company can decide to forfeit after the first call also. If the entry for forfeiture, when shares are forfeited after first call, if the same shares are forfeited after first call, how much amount we have called, guys? Till the first call, 8 rupees. What is the called up amount? 8 rupees. Here called up amount is how much? Here called up amount is how much? Called up is 10, but here called up is 8. Here called up is 8 rupees only. Because 2 rupees, I am not waiting for another 2 rupees. I am telling boss, you did not pay the first call. I am going to forfeit your shares. Clear? So the timing of forfeiture is after first call. What happens in that case? Same entry. Concept remains the same. Concept will not change. Okay. Share capital account debit. I can cancel the capital only what I have called. Right? 2 rupees I have not called. So I cannot cancel that. So how much I can cancel? 1000 multiplied by 8 rupees. I can cancel 8,000 rupees. I can. How much I have received? I received application. I received allotment. 6 rupees I received. So 1000 into 6. 6,000 rupees will go to share forfeiture. And which call is unpaid? Only first call is unpaid because I never made this call. So this is when shares are forfeited after second call. When shares are forfeited after first call. What happens? I will get application, same shareholder, example 2. I will get allotment. I did not get first call, and second call was never made. Call not made. This is the difference. I did not make the second call. Fine. So how much I can cancel? I can cancel only till the call that I have made. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 rupees capital debit, forfeiture, whatever I have received. So this amount is received. I will put it in green. This amount is received, and this amount is not received, and this call is not made. So which is the unpaid call? 1,000 multiplied by 2, 2,000 rupees is the unpaid call. This entry is when the company decides to forfeit after the first call. If the company decides to forfeit after the second call, we have to then the second call will also be unpaid. Clear? Are you getting the difference between the two?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good guys. Now this is a very basic entry for forfeiture. Now we have to discuss about cases when shares are issued at premium. When shares are issued at premium, the forfeiture entry becomes interesting in such cases. Okay, we'll discuss that. First, let us do a question on this, then we will discuss that. Okay, I will introduce another concept as we discuss the question. I will put this question in the group, guys. Later we can, I will share you the notes also. Give me a second. Okay, I have shared a question with you guys. Two questions I have shared with you. Okay. The first question, guys, don't note only the answer, because if you don't have the question, it will not be possible for you to revise during the exam. Just 4 or 5 line question. Okay, leave some space. You can note down the question in your notebook at a later point of time, but have the question and the answers both together. Then only you will be able to understand that. Clear? Because if it is there in the WhatsApp group, definitely you will not be able to take it down at the time of, but anyhow, we will be circulating the notes also, but still I will recommend until such time that you receive the notes, write the question and then write the answer. Am I clear? Question, you can write it afterwards also. Yes, let us read this question, guys. A company had issued 10,000 shares of 10 each. Everyone got the question? Okay. A company issued 10,000 shares of 10 each in the following manner. Application 4, allotment 3, first call 2, and final call 1. Okay. Let me summarize this question. This is a question from Taxman book. Okay. .1. So issued 10,000 shares. I will summarize the question. 10,000 shares at the rate of 10 each. Application is 4. Allotment 3, 2, 1. The total is 10 rupees. X holder of 400 shares. There is one guy called X. X is holding 400 shares. Failed to pay allotment and other calls. Failed to pay allotment. That means he paid this call. Application he paid. Allotment he did not pay. And other calls he did not pay. That means he did not pay anything after application. His shares, company forfeited its shares and reissued. After that, the company forfeited. And reissued 300 shares at the rate of 7 per share. The entry for reissue I have not discussed with you guys. Guys, I have all the camera off. If you want me to be strict, I will have only one student in the class, Prasanna. All others will be outside the class if I follow the instructions that I told you. I don't want to be very strict initially, but you have to cooperate with me. Keep the cameras on. It is in your interest only. Fine. And in the previous classes, I have actually done that also. I will just wait for 2 or 3 classes. I will be lenient. After that, without any notification, I will start removing students who have cameras are off. Okay, so don't push me to that level. Yes. So company forfeited the shares and issued 300 shares at the rate of 7 per share. This is the question. Okay. So let us see actually. First is we'll start with the entries actually. So what we have to do, journalize, give journal entries in the books of accounts. So we are asked to journalize the transactions. Okay. So first entry. What is the first entry, guys, for application? In the last class we discussed, right? What is the first entry for application? Bank account debit.
Bank account debit to share application.
To share application on 10,000 shares multiplied by 4. 10,000 shares multiplied by 4 will be equal to 40,000. 40,000. Clear? Now we don't have a problem in application. Application anyhow we will never have a problem. Share application debit to share capital. Again 10,000 shares into 4. This is 40,000. Okay. Allotment I did not receive. But see, whenever I pass the due entry, I will always pass with the full amount. Right? Because at the time of due, I don't know who will be defaulting on payment. So share allotment account debit. Next entry is share allotment account debit to share capital. How much it is? 10,000 shares multiplied by 3 will be 30,000 rupees I'm expecting to get. But there is one guy who is holding 400 shares. On 400 shares, I will not receive 3 rupees. On 400 shares, I will not receive 3 rupees. Clear? So, my bank account debit to share allotment. Bank account debit to share allotment will be on how many shares? It will be on 9,600 shares multiplied by 3. I will get 28,800 rupees. Bank account debit to share allotment. Now I have to check whether the company is forfeiting at this stage. Answer is no. The company is forfeiting after all the calls are made. So I will again make an attempt to get amount from this guy. share first call account debit. Any doubt in this, guys? Bank account debit to share allotment. Any doubt? Simple, right? Only 400 shares I have removed. So 9,600 shares into 3 rupees. This is the amount I got. Fine. Next. Again, I am hopeful that I will get the amount. Share first call account debit to share capital. Always the due entry. If the shares are not forfeited, I have not forfeited 400 shares. That means I will again make an attempt to call the amount. Okay, so 10,000 shares multiplied by 2 rupees. 20,000 rupees I am expecting in the first call. Again, this guy will not pay me. Bank account debit to share first. Bank account debit to share first call. I will get only from 9,600 shares multiplied by 2 rupees. 800 rupees I will not get. On 400 shares, 2 rupees I will not get. So I will get 19,200. Clear? Now again I will make another call. I am still not forfeiting. I am giving him another chance. Share final call account debit to share capital. How much is the final call? 1 rupee is the final call. Okay, so 10,000 shares multiplied by 1 rupee. I am expecting 10,000 rupees, but this guy will not. This guy will disappoint me again. So bank account debit to share final call. What will be the amount, guys? How much I will get in final call? How much I will get in final call? How many shareholders will pay me? 9,600 into 1 rupees. 400 shareholders will not pay me, right? Shareholder holding 400 shares will not pay me. So I will get on 9,600 shares, I will get 1 rupee. So 9,600. Any doubt in this? This was basic. Now entry for forfeiture. Now I have made all the calls. I have to forfeit it. When we have to forfeit it, entry is cancel the capital. Entry will be equity share capital account debit. 2. Whatever is received will be forfeited. Whatever is received will be forfeited. 2. Share forfeiture. Whatever is not received will go to unpaid call. I did not receive allotment to share allotment. I did not receive first call to share first call. I did not receive final call to share final call. Clear? So let us put the entry for forfeiture. Entry for forfeiture. Share capital account debit. Understand the concept also, guys. Share capital account debit. Okay. Share capital account debit to share forfeiture. To share unpaid call. Which are the unpaid call? Allotment is unpaid, first call is unpaid, second call is unpaid. Clear? To share allotment. To share first call. And to share final call. My entry for forfeiture is ready. Only I have to plug in the amounts. I am talking about 400 shares multiplied by 10. I am talking about 4,000 rupees. I have to cancel 4,000 worth of capital. Here, what I received only 4 rupees. Okay, go to this table. What I received only 4 rupees. On 4,000 shares, 400 shares, I received 4 rupees. So 400 into 4 will be 1,600. What I did not receive 3, 2, and 1. This amount I did not receive. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this is on 400 shares multiplied by 3. This is on 400 shares multiplied by 2. I did not receive 400 shares multiplied by 3, 2, and 1 I did not receive. Okay, so 400 into 3 is 1200. 400 to 800 and 400. This amount I did not receive. This is my entry for forfeiture. Clear? Any doubt, guys? if you see this entry, what is this entry? Share capital account debit to share allotment. Share capital account debit to share final call. Share capital account debit to share first call. And this is nothing but opposite of this entry. We passed share final call account debit to share capital in anticipation that I will get share final call. When I don't get it, I am reversing that. Very simple. We passed an entry share final call to share capital. Now I am just reversing that entry. Share capital account debit to share final call. I passed an entry here, share first call to share capital in anticipation that I will get entire 20,000. When I did not get it, I am just reversing this entry. Share capital account debit to share first call. That is the logic behind this entries. Clear? I credited my capital in anticipation that I will get the capital. When I am not getting the capital, I have to reverse, right? It cannot stay in my capital. Something which I have not received cannot stay in my capital. So I'm just reversing that capital. When I pass the due entry, I pass share final call to share capital. Now I am reversing that entry, share capital to share final call. Clear? Okay, stay with the concepts. So everything, why I debited capital, decrease in capital should be debited. Why I created forfeiture, it's an income to me. It's an income to me. Increase in income has to be created. Why I debited share allotment? Because in the previous entry, I debited allotment in anticipation that I will get that amount. I'm just cancelling that amount. Clear? When I passed the due entry, what I passed share allotment to share capital. Now I'm reversing that entry, share capital to share allotment. Clear, guys? That is the entry for forfeiture. Stay very high on concepts. Every entry will have a meaning. You have to understand each and every entry. Don't try to by heart any of the entries. Am I clear? Next is company forfeited the shares and reissued 300 shares at the rate of 7 per share. This concept is interesting. Company reissued 300 shares. The company forfeited 400 shares. See, on 400 shares, how much I benefited? What is the amount I benefited? 1600 rupees. 1600 rupees came into my pocket. Whatever 4 rupees that he paid, I told I will not return you. I kept it with me, right? So I got 1600 rupees on forfeiting the shares. So on 400 shares, share forfeiture amount was 1600 rupees. I am going to reissue how much? Only 300 shares I am going to reissue. I'm not going to reissue entire 400. I'm going to reissue only 400 shares. Clear? So on 400 shares, forfeiture amount is 1600. On 300 shares, what will be the forfeiture amount, guys? Cross multiply. This amount will be cross multiply. The calculation will be 300 multiplied by 1600 divided by 400. Cross multiply. 300 multiplied by 1600 divided by 400. I will tell you why I am doing this calculation. 300 into 1600 divided by 400. Or very simple. 400 shares, what did we forfeit? 4 rupees. On 300 shares, if 4 rupees is forfeited, it will be 1200. If you go by this calculation, you will get 1200 only. So how much will be this amount? 1200. 300 multiplied by 1600 divided by 400. You will get 1200 only if you do the calculation. If you think logically, on 400 shares, I forfeited 4 rupees, right? On 300 shares, if equal 4 rupees is forfeited, amount will be 1200. So for 300 shares, amount is 1200. That is the logic. But if you want to do the mathematical calculation, for 400 shares, forfeiture amount is 1600. For 300 shares, forfeiture amount will be 300 into 1600 by 400. That is cross multiplication technique. Clear? Okay. So now I'm going to reissue, entry for reissue. Very simple. Let me ask you, you will frame an entry today. Entry for reissue. See, when I reissue the shares, what I will get? I will get some cash. Clear? At the same time, my capital will increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase. So when capital is increasing, what I shall do?
Credit.
Credit. And when I get cash, what I shall do?
Debit.
Debit, because asset is increasing. When asset is increasing, I have to do, I have to debit it. When capital is increasing, I have to credit it. Clear? So you guys have told the entry. Unknowingly, you have told the entry. Bank account debit to equity share capital. That is the entry for reissue. You guys only told capital has to be created and bank account has to be debited. Clear? This is how you form a journal entry. Bank account debit to equity share capital. Think of the transaction. You yourself formed a journal entry today. Clear? Bank account debit to equity share capital. How much I'm going to reissue, guys? 300 shares. For how much? What is the amount of reissue?
1200. Sorry, no.
7 per share. Reissued at the rate of 7 per share, right?
2100.
Yes, 7 rupees. 300 shares into 7. Equity share capital in the entire chapter, I told you, will always be at 10 rupees. Right? So 300 shares multiplied by 10 rupees. Always nominal value will go to equity share capital. I will receive 2100. That means for a share of 3000 rupees, I will get only 2100. In the last class, I introduced a concept called discount. Had it been discount, I would have debited discount on issue of shares. Discount on issue of shares. Ideally, I should have debited this in normal circumstances. But these are not discounted shares. These are forfeited shares which are getting reissued. Right? I made a profit on forfeiture. How much profit I made? I made on 400 shares, I made a profit of 1600. On 300 shares, what is the amount? What is the quota that I'm having for 300 shares? I'm having it on 300 shares, I'm having a 1200 amount, which is there in forfeiture. Right? So whatever shares I'm going to reissue, I can use the forfeiture amount to that extent. I cannot use entire 1600 now. 1600 I cannot use because out of 400, I'm going to reissue only 300 shares. So for 300 shares, my forfeiture amount is how much? 1200. So don't debit discount. Use the forfeiture amount. Share forfeiture. How much I am using? I want to use only 900. And how much I am having? I am having 1200 with me for 300 shares. Am I clear, guys? Always calculate the forfeiture amount for the reissued shares. Only for the reissued shares. For the reissued shares, the forfeiture amount is 1200. Out of 1200, I am going to use 900 rupees to give discount. So how much is remaining? Out of 1200, I have utilized 900. How much is remaining? 300, right? So the unutilized amount for reissued share, will be taken to capital reserve. Very, very important entry. Okay. Next entry will be share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. Whatever portion not utilized on the reissued shares. How this has come? This is coming from the calculation. 1200 rupees I had minus 900 rupees I utilized. So 300 rupees will go to my capital reserve. This is very, very important. This is working note number 1. Working note number 1. Computation of amount. Computation of capital reserve on forfeited shares. Okay. So on 300 shares, 400 shares, 1600. How out of this, how much I utilized? Amount utilized on reissued. Okay. Out of 1200, I utilized 900. So balance to be transferred to capital reserve. How much I have to transfer? 300 I have to transfer to capital reserve. This can be taken as working note number 1. Working note are important part of the answer. If you don't put the working note, you will be losing marks actually. So whatever amount you're picking from some working, translate into a working note, and every working note should have a heading actually, because examiner will not know what you have tried to do in the working note until you put a heading. Okay, the heading can be anything, guys. Whatever you are calculating, what I am calculating, amount to be transferred to capital reserve. That is the heading that I have put. Computation of amount, computation of capital reserve on reissue of forfeited shares. So every heading, every working note should have a name. Then only the examiner will get to know what you are trying to do in that working note. If you just put this computation, you will not get any mark. Examiner will not know what you have done. All right. So name the working note clearly. Make a habit actually. Whenever you are putting a working note, your working note should be in such a way that when the person who is checking your paper should understand why you have prepared that working note. Okay. And working note can be anything actually. It's not that we have to. Only thing is it is a support to your answer. So just name it so that examiner gets to know from where you have picked that amount. Okay. So here you can give working note number 1. You can give how this amount has come, working note number 1. So directly the person will go to working note number 1, verify 300. Okay, he will award you marks. Clear? If you are picking anything from the working note, do give a referencing in the answer. So if I want to see how this 300 has come, I will go to working note number 1, see the amount of 300, then I will award you marks. Clear? So the presentation is very important in exam actually. So always prepare a working note, and wherever you are using that working note, put the reference so that the person goes to that working note, sees the amount and gives you marks. Clear, guys? Any doubt in this concept? Okay, what about the remaining 100 shares which are not reissued? That amount will continue to remain in forfeiture account. 100 shares into 4 rupees is sitting still in my forfeiture account. I will utilize that amount whenever I'm going to reissue. I will not touch that forfeiture amount now. Right? I still have, see, there is a piggy bank. In that piggy bank, I have 1600 rupees. But I am going to utilize only for 300 shares. I am having 400 shares worth of money in that piggy bank, 1600 rupees. But I'm going to use only 300 shares. So the remaining 100 shares into 4 is still in that piggy bank, assuming. That is called forfeiture account. It is still in the forfeiture account. Clear? For the 300 shares, I completed the transactions. So I cannot have anything in the forfeiture account. So whatever excess amount was there in forfeiture account, I transfer to capital reserve. For the shares which are reissued, you cannot retain the amount in forfeiture account. After reissue, whatever balance is left has to be transferred to capital reserve. Clear, guys? Okay, so I divided it into 2 parts. One is 100 shares, another is 300 shares. We spoke only about the 300 shares. I was silent about that 100 shares, but I have to remind you that 100 shares amount is still there in the forfeiture account. Whenever I'm going to reissue that, I will utilize that forfeiture amount, and balance I will transfer to capital reserve at the time of reissue of that 100 shares, not now. Clear? Any doubt in this? Clear, guys? Okay. This is the first question that we did on equity shares. Let us do one more question. I sent you one more question in your thing. Illustration 23.2. Let us summarize that also. I'm repeating, guys. If you are preparing notes after this class, please ensure you have the question and then the answer. Only answer or only question will not help you anyway. In exam, you will be totally blank. Where is the question? You will not have the question at all in front of you. Okay, so whichever class you are taking, please ensure the notes are complete and proper. And notes should be in such a way that you can refer the notes one day before the exam. Or whenever you want to refer it, it should be in such a way that you can refer the exam, refer the notes actually. Clear? Small questions only, not a big question. So just 3 or 4 line questions. So you can definitely write it and then you can write the answer. And when you are writing at home, try to do it yourself. Or maybe you can read. I will share these notes after the class actually. But don't try to just copy it actually. Try to do it on your own so that the concept will be registered in your mind. Once you try to do it on your own, it will be easy. Whatever corrections, obviously the sheet is there for you to correct it. Right? It will be like a self-evaluation for you. Try to do it on your own, but if you're not able to do, then read it one time, then second time you try to do it on your own. But have a practice of doing it actually. Don't have a practice of reading accounts. You cannot learn accounts by reading it. You have to practically, you have to do the questions, then only you can learn accounts. Okay. So a company issued 20,000 shares of 10 each in the following manner on application 3, allotment 4, first call 1 and second call 2. Okay. Let me summarize this question again. Company issued 20,000 shares. 20,000 shares of 10 each. 3, 4, 1, 2. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 1, and this is 2. Mr. A, holder of 900 shares. Now, in this question, there is A who is holding 900 shares. Failed to pay allotment and other calls. Okay, he also did not pay allotment. Company forfeited his shares. 600 shares reissued at the rate of 9 per share. 600 shares reissued at the rate of 9 per share. Okay. Okay, guys, I don't want to do this. You will give it a try. I will wait for 5 minutes. If you're not able to get the answer, I will help you. I will do it once you give it a try, guys. Time is 7:16. I will give you 8 minutes time till 7:24. Complete it at 7:25. I will start. For those who have not got the answer, I will start at 7:25. Tell me the amount of capital reserve that you will get in this question. Your time starts now. Guys, done? Turn on your cameras, guys.
Sir, can you give 2 more minutes, sir?
Yes, yes. Take your time. Okay, so let's discuss what is the capital reserve?
1200 rupees.
1200. How many of you got 1200 or any different amount? Anyone else who got 1200?
Sir, I'm doing the last step, sir.
Okay, I will wait for one more answer. Anyone else? Okay, let us do this question, guys. 20,000 shares. Application is 20,000 multiplied by 3 will be equal to 60,000. Any doubt? On application, I will get the entire amount. 20,000 into 3, I will receive this amount. Any doubt, guys? Next is allotment. Allotment 20,000 into 4. Allotment 20,000 shares multiplied by 4 will be equal to 80,000 rupees. I am expecting 80,000 rupees to get, but I will not get from 900 shares, I will not get 4 rupees. From 900 shares, I will not get 4 rupees. So I will get on 19,100 shares, I will get 4 rupees. So 19,100 into 4, how much it is? 76,400 only I will get. Bank account debit to share allotment. Again, 20,000 shares, I am expecting how much? 1 rupee and 2 rupee. On first call, 20,000 shares into 1, which is equal to 20,000. Okay. How much I will get?
19,100.
19,100 shares multiplied by 1 rupee. I will get how much? 19,100. Final call will be 20,000 shares multiplied by 2 rupees. 40,000 rupees I'm expecting, but I will get only from 19,100 shares. I will get 2 rupees. So 19,100 multiplied by 2. This is my entry. Any doubt in this entries, guys? I'm getting a response only
No,
from
sir.
Prasad. Yeah, okay. Entry for forfeiture. Whatever is risk, first cancel the capital. 900 shares multiplied by 10 rupees. Clear? We are talking about how many shares? We are talking about 900 shares multiplied by 10 rupees. 9,000 rupees, cancel the capital. What I received? Only the green line item. 900 into 3 I received. Application. 900 multiplied by 3. Application of 2,700. What I did not receive? 4, 1 and 2. Allotment 4, 1 and 2. 900 into 4. 900. I'm getting some disturbance in some line. 900, 4, 1 and 2. So 904 it is 3600. This is 900. This is 1800. This amount I did not receive. 6,300 I did not receive. 900 into 4 allotment. 900 into 1. Any doubt in this? Clear? Forfeiture entry is very simple. So on 900 shares, my forfeiture amount was 2,700. How much I am going to reissue? 600 shares. On 900, 3 rupees is the forfeiture amount, right? Okay, I will introduce one more thing. Forfeiture amount is 3 rupees. So 900 into 3, 2,700. Okay. And here we are talking about 600 shares. So 600 into 3 will be 1,800. How this will come? Cross multiply. 600 multiplied by 2,700 divided by 900. If you do this calculation, you will get 1,800 amount. Okay. So my bank account debit, how much I am going to issue this? 9 rupees per share. Okay. 900 shares multiplied by 9 rupees I will get. 900 shares is valued at 10 rupees.
600 shares.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks for correcting. 600 shares. 600 into 10 is 6,000 rupees. 600 into 9 is 5,400. I will get on 600 shares, I will get 9 rupees. 600 into 9 is 5,400. Right? So how much I gave discount? I would have debited discount account had it not been reissued. But here I will use forfeiture account. I have how much I am having in my forfeiture? On 600 shares, I have 1,800 with me. So the maximum discount that I can give is up to 1,800 rupees. I am permitted to give discount by using forfeiture, right? So share forfeiture, how much I have to use? Only 600 I have to use, right? So amount utilized is how much? 600. So what will be my balance? My balance will be 1,800 I had, 600 I utilized. So how much is my balance? 1,200 rupees is my balance. So my share forfeited to capital reserve will be 1,200 at 1,200. Any doubt, guys? Clear? Okay. So how many of you were close to this answer? Or okay, Deha and Prasanna both completed. Anyone else who could complete actually?
Completed, sir.
Completed. Srimati, fantastic.
Sir, கடைசி ஸ்டெப் தவிர எல்லாத்தையும் கரெக்டா போட்டாங்க சார்.
Okay. So on the last step என்ன problem actually? What is the problem you had in the last step?
நான் வந்துட்டு forfeiture இத மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
Okay, இப்போ clear இருக்கா? Okay. Good attempt, guys. It's very
I also missed that forfeiture.
okay. Who is this? Srimati. No problem. Now you are clear. You guys are still very early actually, in 11th only, so it's okay. The attempt itself is very good at this stage, but over a period of time you will just after completing today's class, spend 1 hour in today's topic. Okay, those who are already familiar, they can spend half an hour. Those who are not familiar, spend at least 1 hour. I can ensure you that you'll, as we progress, you'll start becoming expert on the topics that, or you will start getting control on the topics that I am discussing. So those who are familiar can spend, or maybe the last batch students who are repeating this can spend half an hour. That is should be enough. For others, please spend at least 1 hour. Try to do it yourself. And once you do it yourself and get that answers right, so you'll feel confident yourself. And all these are exam level problems for 11th and 12th. And foundation, you will reach the exam level problem as we progress. These are all basic problems at this stage. Am I clear, guys? Okay, good. So we are done with 2 questions now. Time is 7:33. I think few of you have to leave at 7:45. Okay, in 10 minutes I can cover 2 more questions or 1 question. Let me see. I will share 1 more question. Participate with me, guys. The class will become interesting if you participate. I will also be happy. You will also feel good. Okay, let me give you 1 more question. And this question you have to tell me, guys. I will give you 1 more. Okay, so 2 questions I have given you. One is 23.3. Let us discuss. A company forfeited 300 shares of X of 10 for non-payment of second and final call of 3 rupees. Share is 10 rupees. He did not pay second and final call of 3 rupees. That means how much he has paid? If he did not pay 3 rupees on a 10 rupee share, how much he paid? 7 rupees?
7 rupees.
Okay. So let us come to this question. A company forfeited 300 shares. So 300 shares of X for non-payment. Okay. So there are 2 calls. In fact, we don't know what are the calls actually. We received 7 rupees. We did not receive 3 rupees. So received is 7 and final call not received. Final call 3 rupees not received. This is not received. This is the information that I am having at present. Now there are 3 cases. If 100 shares are issued at 10, if 100 shares are issued at 8, if 100 shares are issued at 12. So they are testing your knowledge on capital reserve. 3 different parts. So forfeiture entry is very easy. Quickly, guys. Forfeiture entry.
Share capital account debit.
Share capital account debit.
To forfeiture account.
To share forfeiture.
To final call.
To
And
share
call.
final call. Only 1 call is unpaid, right? Final call.
Okay.
Yes, fantastic. Okay. So on 300 shares multiplied by 10 rupees will be 3,000 rupees. I have to cancel my capital for 3,000 rupees. Share forfeiture, whatever I received, 300 into 7 I received, 7 rupees I will forfeit. Whatever I did not receive will go to unpaid call. Only 1 call is unpaid, 900 rupees. Any doubt in forfeiture entry? Now, reissue entry, very easy. Always the basic entry will remain the same. Reissued at 100 shares, reissued at 10 per share. Okay. First, you will do the calculation. Shares and forfeiture amount. Okay. On 300 shares, my forfeiture amount was 2,100. That means on 100 shares, my forfeiture amount will be 700. Clear? Very straightforward. 7 rupees I received, right? So on 100 shares, 100 into 7 is 700. You can do the cross multiplication and check how this will come. 2100 multiplied by 2100 divided by 300. The same amount will come. Okay? 700 shares. Always entry base, start with always the basic entry. Basic entry for issue is bank account debit to equity share capital. Write down the basic entry. Bank account debit to equity share capital. Okay. Reissued at 10 per share. So 100 into 10, 1000 rupees in my bank account. 100 into 10, 1000 rupees in my equity capital. How much I utilized in forfeiture? What is the amount utilized in forfeiture? Nothing. I had 100 shares reissued, but I am not utilizing anything to give discount. So how much will be transferred to capital reserve, guys?
700.
700. Fantastic. So share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve will be. Are you getting the logic? Very good. To capital reserve will be entire amount of 100 shares will go to capital reserve because I did not use any amount in the issue. 100 into 700 rupees. Fantastic. This is part number 1. First part over. Second part is again same. 100 shares reissued at 8 per share. And third part is 100 shares reissued at 12 per share, right? 12 per share. These are the 3 parts. Reissue entry. We will start with the basic entry. Bank account debit to equity share capital. Here also bank account debit to equity share capital. Okay. On 100 shares, I will receive 8 rupees. I will receive 800 rupees. Okay. My equity share capital. See, if you notice in all my questions, equity share capital will be always at face value. That is why I was stressing in the last class. Nominal value, because share will always be a 10 rupee share. Okay. So 100 into 10 equity share capital. The difference will go to share forfeiture account. How much it will go? 100 into 2, 200 rupees. How much I have with me, guys, for 100 shares? For 100 shares, I have 700 rupees, right? For 100 shares, I have 700 rupees with me. I utilize only 200. So how much will go to capital reserve?
500 rupees.
500 rupees. Share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve is 500 rupees. Because I had 700 with me, I utilized only 200. So the remaining will go to capital reserve. Clear? Here, again, basic entries don't deviate from the basic entry. I received 12 rupees on 100 shares. So 100 into 12 I will receive. This will be 1200 rupees. Okay. My equity share capital will be 100 into 10, which will be equal to 1000 rupees. Clear? That means I'm issuing a 10 rupee share at 12 rupees. That extra 2 rupees is called as what? In the last class, we discussed that.
Premium.
It is called as securities premium. To securities premium. Did I utilize any forfeiture amount in this? In fact, I got two gain. One gain I got on forfeiture. Another gain I got by issuing the shares at premium. 2 times I benefited on this transaction, right? So I did not utilize any amount of my forfeiture. So how much I had with me for 100 shares? 700 rupees I had. Did I utilize anything? I did not. Entire 700 will go to capital. Clear? So the same first part, 100 into 7, the entire 700 will go to capital reserve. Okay. 23.4, I will leave as homework for you. Exactly same question. Only thing is they have changed the number of shares. In first part, it is 300 shares reissued. Second part, 200 shares reissued. Third part, 100 shares reissued. That will give you a knowledge on deriving at the amount of capital reserve. Do it yourself, guys. Take it as I wanted to do in class, but I think I'm short of time. Time is 7:42. Prasanna and many others have to leave at 7:45. I think Srimati is also ready for school. Deepa also. Fine. So we'll wind up here. I will meet you in the next class on Saturday at 6:30, guys. Okay. In the meanwhile, complete 23.1, 20, all the 4 questions completed. I will meet you in the next class. Thank you, guys. I will share
Thank you,
these
sir.
notes in the group. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.